Hey guys, I asked my husband. I said you have to come back. I need a weekly bill video, and he said yes. He said yes, and he promised he wasn't going to do anything silly.
How could I say no to that face? Look at those curls.
So, thank you.
Majestic.
I just got them done. So, we wanted to talk a little
I'm getting comfortable. Hope you don't mind. Just laying down here.
Yes, you are. We wanted to talk a little bit. I'm cold, and we're on the bed, so I'm gonna put a blanket on because that's how I am as a person.
Sure. Look, my glasses are like.
We are going to talk a little bit about bedroom makeovers on a budget. So last week we talked about how we saved a ton of money over the year. And now we're going to talk about how we saved a ton of money in our bedroom doing our makeover. Now let me tell the backstory before you start making fun of me, because I know you're going to say something. I've never liked our bedroom. I've never liked our bedroom in the two houses that we've owned. We owned a 2-bedroom house before this one, and I have always asked him to repaint. We need new window treatments. I need to get a new bedspread. I was constantly trying to do small little tweaks in the bedroom to make it work.
Say constantly again.
Constantly.
Yes.
Constantly. And
Wait, say it one more time.
Constantly. I mean, I literally was. Every single time I would come home and I would change something up, and it was annoying. I know it was annoying. But I hated it. I hated our bedroom. And, finally I just said, you know what, Bill? We got to do it right, and we got to just do the whole thing over, soup to nuts. I'm talking furniture, bedspread, window treatments, paint. I mean, it needs a 100% overhaul.
And after I picked myself up the floor and I had the smelling salts, then I agreed.
He did it. So we did it, but we did it in a way that worked for us. We didn't go and spend $1 billion. I think all in the honest to God truth, we're under 2,000 definitely.
Yeah.
And that's well including everything. Understand what I'm telling you. I'll loop it around a little bit to tell you what that looks like. But basically, we started with the color of the wall. So we went. What was our other color? It was a brown. I wanted to get rid of all the browns. I don't even know. I know, like you forget.
We had red. We had blue. We had brown. We had. I don't even know. Probably 6 colors since we've been here in 10 years,
yeah, I'd say. 6 colors in our bedroom, not in the house. In the house, we've had 55 colors. I am a painter.
And I do most of the painting. So
yes.
Thought number 1 would be repaint your room. Even though it's a pain in the neck and you think maybe you're not going to be the best at it, you'll be good enough that you're going to save yourself hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Literally, you buy the best can of paint, which is what I like. I like Benjamin Moore, and I like Natura because it doesn't smell, and it's a good $60 for a gallon. You'll probably be able to get 2 coats in a normal room, and just a little elbow grease, basically, and a couple of brushes. Nothing crazy. Don't get the crazy $15 brushes. You can get a $5 brush. It's just as good. Just get a cheapy pan, a cheapy roller. Don't go crazy. Don't get like the professional stuff because you're not going to be painting every day. You don't need that. And it literally, just that alone, essentially changes the room.
Now, you can tell it has definitely lit up the background. It has lightened up the space. It feels a lot more airy.
But there's still some color. It's not all like white, which is nice, but it's not. It's a little too lacking in color.
Now, the paintings, I looked at Etsy, and the stuff on the walls, like I'm just gonna loop around a little bit. So the stuff on the walls were from Home Goods, and the window treatments were actually from Amazon. And I'm just gonna loop around this way over here and show you guys over here that I Love Us is also from Home Goods. We have the lamps. I think you can see it over here. 2 silver lamps, Home Goods. I mean, these are when I'm telling you $27, $49. I mean, everything was really under really really great priced items here. The most expensive things I think that I picked up were, I'm just gonna pull it down here so you can see it. My end table, our end tables have a little bit of an alligator sort of print on the bottom drawers, and then there's a mirror on the top. So those were, I believe, $3.99 each.
Each?
I think so. I think they were $3.99 each. So if you put them together, you need to have both. So that's $800. So.
But, however, in case you are okay with the old look, like we had good furniture, we just decided to do this. You can do something which is a big saver, and again, it makes it brand new, called chalk paint.
Mm-hmm.
Now look up chalk paint, literally chalk, CHALK, online. There's apparently 5 different formulations, plaster of Paris, and literally 5 different things. Kind of do whichever one you think looks the best. And then you just paint. You don't even have to sand.
Right.
We know a bunch of people who did it. We're actually going to do it on our last piece.
We have one more piece, yep.
And we know a number of people who've done it, and they're like enthused by it. So if you have good to pretty good furniture, again, a couple bucks on paint and a couple hours of elbow grease.
Right.
And that literally could transform all of your furniture for like $50.
$50. So we do have one more end piece that I don't want to show you because it's a dark brown. Basically, we're going to paint it a gray. We're going to paint it a gray to sort of offset all the lighter colors that we have in the space.
And to try to match that.
So. And to try to match that and to sort of like pop off the wall. We did want like one dark piece in the room. It doesn't have to all be light and airy. The bed, I found a $2,700 bed. It was like leathery. It looked like leather. And it was amazing. And I was obsessed with it. And I wanted it. And he was like, I don't think so. You're not going to get it. So I went online with the thought of this bed. And basically, if you see...
$2,700.
I know, he doesn't want me to have it. But if you see over here, it was squared, and then it had the
okay. Sorry,
and it had the, what are they called? Studs. It had the studs going all up and down the sides of the bed. You see that right there?
What are those called?
I don't know.
Buttonholes? No.
No.
Bullet holes?
Let's call them studs. Studs.
No, I'm the only stud in this bed.
Yeah. Studs all up and down the sides, and I wanted the square feel boxed in, and I found it at Overstock for
anyone who knows the name of those, comment below, because
he's in a loose sleep.
I refuse to look it up because I'm going to digress here. And we had a big discussion about the people today have to look up things on the internet the second it comes up.
Yeah. Actually, your daughter and I we were both in Target this morning, and she was talking about
Target.
Something she wanted.
How big was that bill?
Something 200. Something she wanted, and then she said, "Give me the phone. I'll look it up. I'll show it to you." And I said, "I can actually talk to you without having to have physical proof." I was like, "We can have a conversation with that documentation." So it is a little scary about having to have the proof. Like, let me show it to you. Give me the phone. I'll show it to you.
You're talking to somebody about it, and like one minute detail, and everybody has to pick up their phone and look it up the second. I know it's nice to have that. It's quite a luxury, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta let it go, think about it. It'll come back to you maybe tomorrow or something like that.
Okay, so the studs up and down the sides.
Like right now, I'm thinking of what those things are called.
Well, why don't you think about the video that we're shooting? Why don't we think about that? Why don't we think about finishing the video? So the studs along the side of the bed, I went to Overstock. And again, it was like an under $300 purchase. It was
But it's a pretty good quality. It's not
great.
Like junk. Like, I wouldn't recommend buying junk.
No, it's not leather though. I will show you.
Yeah, but
this is
nice
a fabric. This is a fabric. It has a different. But I'm obsessed with that. I'm totally obsessed with this bed. I am obsessed with this bed.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it's not as sturdy as our other bed. I feel like our other bed was sturdier. Do you feel that way?
Not at all.
No?
It's just literally a thing that goes around.
I don't know. I feel like it makes noise. And then, actually, I'm lying to you.
It just goes around the bed. It's a railings around the front and then a headboard. That's all it is.
We spent more than $2,000 because the pillows. I bought a lot of pillows. Let's say $2,500. $2,500. $2,500. I feel comfortable saying $2,500 because I went to Bed Bath and Beyond, and if you can look, I'm going to show you.
Oh wait, hold on.
No, you don't have to take them out.
Oh wait, let's.
All right, Bill wants to take them out.
1.
Don't
2,
make fun of me.
3, 4.
That's nice.
5.
That's nice, Bill.
6.
That's great, Bill.
7.
That's nice.
8, 9, 10, 11, and this comforter, which is actually really nice and soft.
Yeah, you like it. You like my shopping. Say it. Say it.
It's so pretty.
I thought so. So this is amazing. Our bed is amazing, and
the kids don't even want to leave. Actually,
I know
that's
it's
the
so
truth.
soft.
It's really cool.
And
this
pillows,
is all about the little things that make a big difference.
And while you hate the pillows, they look great, right? Would you say? Do you agree?
Yes, they look very nice.
I'm so happy with the pillows.
We could have 11 people sleep in the bed at one time.
And
Everybody
everyone
has
will
a pillow.
have a pillow. So
very convenient.
If you take the pillows into the equation, all right, it's like 25. Let's go 25. Okay, and the last thing that we bought.
Well, the rug, and then that. We bought a big fancy rug. Not a big fancy rug, but a big bright rug.
Okay. If we're including the rug.
But we already did that.
We had the rug for a long time, though.
No.
The rug was under the bed. A year. We had the rug for a year.
Yeah, but that was when we knew we were going to change all this stuff.
All right. I mean.
Anyway, the point is, even that, for a few $100 for a decent rug, you don't think it's crazy? That makes a huge difference in the room, too. Mm-hmm. Like, we have dark wood floors, and we put a very light rug.
Let's show ya.
And it's like a whole new room.
There's our rug.
And it's a whole new room. And I have to put these pillows back.
Because he's OCD. Okay, so actually, Bill, while you're standing there, why don't we show them the closet? So we actually had this closet installed from IKEA, and it's pretty fantastic. I have a closet in here, but it doesn't have enough space. And now I color coordinate my clothes. Bill has his little section with his little area, and then I have a jeans and bags and my steamer. I have a place for everything.
And this was IKEA, which is decent. I mean, it's not like California closets or anything, but it's good enough.
Okay, it's
for
not
the price.
But it's a great price. It's a great quality.
And then normally I put all the IKEA stuff together. I'm actually pretty well versed in that. But given the size of this thing and the fact that it had to go into the wall and other things, and me just not wanting to deal with it, quite frankly, it was like $250, and the guy came
and put it in our wall.
And put it all together and attached it to the wall.
And it saved our marriage.
And including delivery.
Yes.
Which is like crazy, pretty good.
So all of that was like around $900. So it was like $900. Okay, so let's go. Should we, if we're including the rug, now let's say $3,000.
I don't know.
I don't think we should include the rug in this equation, but if we are going to include the rug, we're going to say $3,000 all in for a brand new room. This is all new furniture. This is a built-in closet set that you just saw. This is all new bedding. Basically, the only thing we didn't get new in this room is our mattress. The mattress is... There's no reason to replace the mattress. It's only a few years old.
Including all the pictures on the thing.
Oh, yeah. And even, guys, I didn't even show you this. I even made a little collage over there of my babies. And most of those were frames that we had from around the house. So I just sort of walked around and pulled any frame that I had on the wall that I bought light. Actually, I bought the Grateful sign from Home Goods. So that was the last thing that I purchased for the room, but everything else was from everywhere else. I went to
we got Wayfair and Target.
This is
and Home Goods,
and Overstock.
And Overstock and IKEA.
And IKEA. I mean, these are all names.
And the rug is
Amazon.
Safavieh, which is a very good quality but very reasonable on Amazon.
Yeah.
Prime.
2 days.
Free shipping.
Yes. Yeah, totally. I mean, really, to redo a whole bedroom for this amount of money. And when I tell you the vibe, the energy, the way I feel when I walk into this room is so much lighter. Don't you feel so good when you come in here?
It's nice.
Oh my gosh. It's real. Like, people who don't believe in spaces.
And I don't believe in all that garbage.
I do. You know I very much so do.
Well, you know that.
But I really do believe in it.
I'm not sold on stuff like that.
But you do feel different coming in here.
Yes.
There is a joy in this room.
It's very nice.
A lovely feeling when you walk into this room because it is correct. This room is right now. Before, when we've been here for 10 years, the room was not right. It was sort of not cared for. I believe it wasn't a cared for room. And now it is loved. Like every corner of this room was built with love. And I feel it. I really feel it. And I know that sounds hokey pokey, but I really do. Like, I love coming into this room. I like, we watch TV and I'm laying here. And sometimes I just look around and I'm like, I love our room. Like, I love it.
So, in summary, kind of, I would say if you were in the mood to do it, paint the walls, chalk paint your furniture, put some new pitches and a couple of things on the walls, maybe a new lamp or two, and maybe a reasonable rug, and just that alone, that would be well under $1,000.
Yeah.
Well under $1,000.
If you chalk your furniture.
It would like be a whole new room. Yeah. Literally.
And actually, the bedding, which if you can see, this bedding here it's like a fur. And it came with the bedding, a sheet set, and 2 pillows. It was $100 from Target. $100. And when I tell you, everybody that comes in this room and comes and then they like check in everything, they touch my bed. It feels like fur. They're all like, "Oh my gosh, where did you get this from?" And I'm like,
looks like it would be
Target,
$99.
What's up? I mean, these are the pillows. If you can see, how like you can, I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to tell, but sometimes Caleb comes in and he's like this. He's like, "Mommy, I don't want to sleep in my bed. I want to sleep in your bed," because that's how soft this is.
Very nice.
It is a total score. $100 cannot be beat. And just stick to a color scheme. So we
plus 5% off if you have the red card.
Yes, we were gray, off-white, and a little bit of beige, because this is actually beige. And so we sort of kept in that realm, silver, and then we're gonna have the darker gray once we do our last piece of furniture, and that's it. So you said your good thoughts. You said your last thoughts. I think for the film. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, we said kind of reasonable, and I was given very reasonable for the people who don't want to commit or maybe budgets are a little tight like ours are usually, but
yeah. And then actually, let's say one more thing about IKEA. When we went to IKEA, we had different doors that we wanted. And we were like, oh, like it was like a little expensive. When it all came to be, it was like, it was much more than we had thought. And we were talking to the woman and we were like, is there anything that we could do to make this a little bit lower? Like, do we have to carry it out? Like what? And she goes, well, instead of getting these doors, why don't you get these doors and you'll save $70 a door or something ridiculous.
I think it was even more.
It was probably crazy. More. Yeah, I think it was more. And then
it was crazy.
For me personally, I looked at the 2 doors and I was like, I can't tell the difference. Like structurally they did look a little bit different, but in the grand scheme of things, I knew as soon as I left that place, I wouldn't care. Like it was a nice door. Like I didn't care, and I was going to save $70 to $100 per panel.
Doors.
I had 5 panels. You're talking $500 something, just because we asked a question and we said, is there anything that we could do to make this less? Oh, and then with installation, she said, guys, you're right at the cusp here. If you go over this amount, we have to charge you more for installation and delivery. Why don't you take these shelves to the side and install them yourself? Save yourself $100 something. If you could
under $1,000,
right?
Then it was $259, and if it was above, it was like $359 or something like that.
So again, just talking to her and being honest, being like, look, we're really just trying to save money here. Like, what can we do with this price? Like, what can you do? How can you help us? She was able to give us a few ideas, like even the
And she was good.
How we open them. What are they called? Like the
hardware.
Handles, the hardware. Same vein. Like I was like, I don't know, I really want something brushed. I don't want anything shiny, but I want it to be not very expensive. And she was like, I know exactly what to give you. And she went right over. She gave us a low point price, brushed.
Very helpful.
Very, very helpful. They were very, very helpful. All right, Bill has a phone call. We're going to wrap this 19 minutes and change. Until next time.